Greg Abbott of Texas just has been disgusted with the lack of federal response to what's happening on his border. And he's getting no help at all from the federal government, so he has a pretty interesting idea. He says when they come across the border, he has to ask them if they want to go, but I have a feeling, you know, when he describes to them how Texas is going to welcome them, this sounds like a pretty good idea. They'll get to board a bus and be given a free trip to see something most Americans haven't seen in person, the U.S. Capitol. Watch this.
Biden has refused to come to the border to see the chaos that he has created by his open border policies. So we're going to take the border to him by transporting the people that he is dropping off in these local communities in the state of Texas and sending them to Washington by plane or by bus.
I love that. Just put them on a bus, drop them off at the Capitol steps and say to Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Joe Biden, and AOC, and Bernie Sanders, and Elizabeth Warren, here you go. You wanted these folks, you got them. Don't worry, you can call them because you've already given them a free smartphone. And if we run out of room in D.C., let's go to San Francisco, let's go to New York City, let's take them to Delaware, where Joe Biden spends every weekend. I think that's a great, great idea. Now, when asked about these kind of tactics, both taking them on the bus as well as handing them phones, of course, from the White House press podium, Jen Psaki drops some PSAKI bombs. Here comes the first one. This is Jen Psaki a little perturbed about what Governor Abbott is going to do with the buses.
You guys going to help them find a place to stay and something for them to do?
Well, I'm not aware of what authority the governor would be doing that under. I think it's pretty clear this is a publicity stunt. His own office admits that a migrant would need to voluntarily be transported, and then he can't compel them to because, again, enforcement of our country's immigration laws lies with the federal government, not a state.
Washington, D.C.?
Well, listen, I don't know, but I know that the governor of Texas or any state does not have the legal authority to compel anyone to get on a bus. Go ahead.
She may not have intended to say one of the comments she did, which was, the governor has no authority to do it. It is the role and the responsibility of the federal government. To which Peter Doocy should have said, then why isn't the federal government doing it? If it is their role and responsibility, then do the stinking job that you have, and you haven't. So therefore, it falls back on the states, because if you don't do your job at the federal level, the state of Texas has to pay for educating the children, providing health care, providing living, and dealing with crimes that might be committed by gang members and human traffickers who come across that border, or by drug dealers who end up dumping large loads of fentanyl and other deadly chemicals on the lives of small children. This is the next PSAKI bomb. This comes from the question regarding the free smartphones.
Thank you, Jen. First, on immigration, our team in Texas is saying that you guys are starting to give smartphones to border crossers, hoping that they'll use the phones to check in or to be tracked. Which part of that is supposed to deter people from crossing illegally into the states?
Well, I think you, of all people, since you've asked me a range of questions on this topic over time, would recognize that we need to take steps to ensure that we know where individuals are and we can track and we can check in with them.
Yeah, how many of you actually believe that someone's getting a free smartphone from the U.S. government who is, by everyone's definition, illegally here, going to use that phone to check in and call in and say, hey, just want you to know, I've left Del Rio and I'm headed to San Antonio for some breakfast tacos. After that, we're going to tour the Alamo. Then we're headed to Houston. We're going to go up there and maybe even see an Astros game. Do anybody believe that? No, not anyone in his or her right mind. Anyway, it's a crazy world we're living in. Let me quote Barack Obama, because he made some statements, some of which are really true. This is one. He said, elections have consequences. And boy, oh boy, do they ever. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, then subscribe, and hit the notification bell below. Now, if you didn't like it, You ought to find a Ben Shapiro video to detox you with more facts.